Hey y'all, Choice here. Thank you so much for joining me again for another session of Choice Spirit. Here I want to speak a little bit about once the honeymoon is over, once it's over and you done traveled somewhere, you done, as long as you're busy, everything is well. But it's when things get quiet. It's when things get quiet. So for as long as you are moving, for as long as you are meeting people, for as long as you are hustling and bustling, even when you're having those moments, you are still pushing back certain things that keep saying, why? 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 What was I thinking? But you're determined. You're determined to follow that urge that tells you, that's in your heart, that's telling you keep going. You can do this. You can do it. Sudden moments or sudden times when there's a little feeling of dispirited, that pain that rises up in you from missing people, from missing what you consider to be norms, from the habitual way of living wherever you were living, your habitual way of doing things, your habitual way of existing. When you lived somewhere else, now you have gone somewhere else. Hey, let me just say this. Many are rushing. We're going somewhere. We're trying to get the hell out of wherever we are and go somewhere else and make the best of our lives. But when we do this, there's what some will call the ego, or maybe even the soul's purpose urging you and trying to redirect you or show you another way at going about things, or certain intuitive things come up to kind of like urge you in another direction. So you have to kind of like get in tune. But what happens with going out somewhere, even with your family or alone, is you're having these moments of doubt. You're having moments where you're questioning yourself. Did you make the right decision? You're having moments of, what am I doing here and why am I here? And a lot of that has to do with life has to happen. Whatever the purpose, your soul's purpose, whatever your reason for being, there's always going to be some kind of ebbs and flows no matter where you go, no matter what you're doing, no matter who you are with, whom you are with. No matter the condition. So people that may not feel mentally that they are poor, has this desire to be rich. And then you have those that are rich that still want to be rich and would rather be rich than poor trying to figure it out. They still have their issues. No matter your walk, your path, your creed, your color, your being, whatever it is, you still have stuff. So when you travel somewhere, whatever you have to grow through, evolve through, or whatever it is, it's still with you. So this is a quick word just to remind you, in those quiet times when things come up to the surface, as I said before in one of the other videos, take some time, deal with it, heal through it. Because believe me, it's going to be something that offers you an opportunity to grow through the emotion of whatever it is, where it be you're missing someone, where you be you're mourning something, or where it is a letting go of certain habits, of letting go of certain lifestyles, of moving beyond what you believe yourself to be, what your ego's expression of self might be, whatever it is, there's going to be a mourning and a growing and an evolving through a certain believed condition that has to happen regardless to whether or not you're alone or you're with someone or with family or in a foreign land or in your homeland. Wherever you are, there's always going to be something that is showing you and telling you something about life and about yourself. The only difference is when you are alone, there's no distractions unless you distract yourself, unless you busy yourself. You don't have all of the outside noises coming in because you're with yourself. That's if you're not on social media and busying yourself with all nature of things, or even sexual whatever, or getting involved with all natures of people, or running around gambling, or whatever it is, or taking up a alcohol issue, or whatever it is. People busy themselves so that they don't have to deal with themselves, so that they don't have to confront what's coming up to the surface, for them to really do an introspection, an inner search of what it's telling them about who they are and who they be, and help them to tune in to their guidance that is helping them along this experience called life. So when we busy ourselves, we just prolong it. We just put off the inevitable. We're just putting it off. Some say if you don't get it this time around, life comes back. You're going to come back. Sometimes we must remind ourselves, because we know when we look over our life, we see the patterns. We see more of ourselves. We see what our nature, what characteristic we're playing out. We see the nature of our beingness, if you will. And when we're alone and we use that time alone in a way in which to enrich ourselves and grow in wisdom and get in tune with our inner knowing and be in that moment, eventually we will have to come out, because it's through others and people that we get a chance to actually truly live life. Truly live life. And the one thing about traveling is you meet all types of people from all around the world, and you have wonderful and rich discussions and with these people. If you are out and around, some people isolate themselves, or they go through this period of mourning and they just close themselves off, which is okay for a period of time, but then eventually you do have to get out. You do have to get around people. Otherwise you'll have flies coming, or mosquitoes or something coming through that room, or text messages or phone calls or something to come through that room to take you on a trip, just so that you can take you on some kind of emotional trip, just so that you can explore more about life, even though you're in a room alone. So we have to get out, no matter where we go, what we do, where we travel to. It's about people. After we spend time with ourselves and getting to know something about ourselves, then we do have to go out into the world and deal with the world, because the world is showing and telling us something. But in that worldly experience, we also have to know that we have some say over the things that we choose to engage in that's happening around the world. There's some things that we can create so that we can have this worldly experience in conditions that we prefer. It's a beautiful thing, But as long as we're looking at certain things and dealing with certain things and spending too much time in a mourning state, or just recognizing, we're just recognizing that we're going through something, and that too shall pass. And it's something that we all go through, we all grow through, no matter where we are, no matter what we're doing. Life will always have its way with us. Much love, Choice here. Thank you so much for tuning in for another session of Choice Spirit. Namaste.